Alright. Let's talk about the heads-up display in Dying Light 2. So, as you've probably noticed, a lot of new footage of the game has surfaced on YouTube, and this footage contains a whole new heads-up display that's a bit different from the first game. There's a lot more going on. Some people have been saying it's a bit cluttered, it's less minimalistic than the first game, that's for sure, and it has more of an RPG element kind of focus, which the first game did have plenty of RPG elements. This just kind of ramps that up a bit, but I can see how it takes away from that immersion, from that horror survival experience. Especially, people seem to take issue with enemy health bars and levels being displayed above their heads. I personally don't mind it that much, but I do think it is essential that Techland gives players the opportunity to customize the HUD to their liking. I do think the HUD is a bit more cluttered here than it would be throughout the entirety of the game, just because they've got all the hints popping up, the tips telling you to press these buttons and stuff, because this was a preview event, so they did dumb it down a bit to make it accessible. But I absolutely agree that it does look cluttered at times, although the health bars specifically don't bother me because I like that kind of RPG element. I would totally get rid of the quest text in the top left corner. I don't need to see that. If I want to know what the quest objectives are, I'll just check by going into the menu. I am personally a fan of minimalistic HUDs. I do like having that option. I played through the entirety of the following with no HUD whatsoever, so I can totally see where people are coming from. One thing that I kind of had a gripe with in the first game was that we weren't able to customize the heads-up display until over a year after the game was released, when they did Dying Light the Following with the enhancements update. A year without being able to customize the heads-up display. It just was not an option on console, and on PC you could mod the game, but you shouldn't have to mod a game to customize the HUD. Unless there are some factors I'm just not taking into the equation here because I'm not a game developer, I just don't see any logical reason to not have this customizable at launch. So Techland, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are because the whole community is talking about this right now, it seems more people dislike the HUD than people who like it, so that could be subject to change, or maybe they'll leave it exactly as it is and introduce the customizability options. I think that's the best way to go. Regardless of how they rework it, please, the important thing is just to give us the option to tailor it to our own preferred experience. Thank you.